Table Talk. Featuring comedian Mia Jackson. Chef Anthony Sanders. Guest chef Melody Renee. And my name is Heaven Beatbox. This show is hosted. This show is hosted. The Atlanta Breakfast Club with Table Talk. Table Talk with comedian Reggie Jackson.
What is happening, Heaven Beatbox? Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Heaven Beatbox real quick. Come on, Heaven. Come on, Heaven.
He's cheering for himself.
I just hand Heaven a bunch of pieces of paper and he just makes a song out of it. That is something I will never be able to do in life, Jesus. Heaven, I love you. Thank you for being here again this week.
It's fun.
I know
it's fun to be here.
I know you're on a tight schedule, so we appreciate you when we can get you here. What have you been doing lately? Anything exciting?
Actually, yeah. So I just saw a rough cut of a tour that I did with Arrested Development.
Nice.
In the UK. Just saw a good cut of
shout out to the UK.
Video.
We have over 90,000 downloads
Kingdom.
from the UK as of this point. So shout out. Everyone make some noise for the UK in here.
Woo!
Come on. I don't know why they love us, but they do, and they love you too.
It's actually it's a video and it's a tour recap showing the 20-year story now of Arrested Development in the current state, and what's kind of the up to date with the band. And we did an 8-city tour and did a few interviews with BBC and one extra with Trevor Nelson. It was great. So check it out when it comes out. I think I'll be releasing it in about a couple weeks.
Let me tell y'all something about Heaven. Heaven and I did Good Morning America together. We had to be up at 4:30 in the morning. He crawled his ass in that van like he was dead. Like he laid in the back seat. And I was on 10 though. I already had my face beat and everything. I was like, what? I'm so ready. Good Morning America. You can tell me nothing. But Heaven, on the other hand, looked like he was about to take the longest nap of all time.
It was 4:30 in the morning.
We're backstage getting ready to go on. I'm playing pinball in the old school pinball machine, like acting like I ain't never been nowhere. And Heaven is still like just in the corner drinking some tea. But when those cameras came on, everybody loved Heaven more than anybody else in the room.
That's not true.
It is true. Watch the clip. Go to YouTube. Everybody listening right now. Go to YouTube.
Roll the clip by yourself because we don't have it.
Universal Circus, Heaven Beatbox. Because they don't care about comedian Reggie Jackson in that YouTube video. And when it pops up, watch it. Everybody's in love with Heaven. Old girl that was giving the interview juked me. I went to shake her hand.
That's true. I can't even
and
deny
she
that. It's really there.
It was so obvious.
You gotta check it out.
I went in for the handshake on national morning television and went in for waited my
this
whole
is what
life
happened.
for this moment.
She
Like this. And got dissed in front of everybody.
Well, Reggie went to shake the caster's hand.
The newscaster
and she
lady.
just the female caster lady just completely disregarded Reggie. Turned the other direction, didn't shake her hand.
There was a gay dude on the show, so I was like, at least I can get the gay dude's vote. He was in love with Heaven too. The whole time it was so true. Watch the interview. If I'm lying, I'm frying. I'm telling the truth.
I don't remember the gay guy.
Yeah, oh no, they were like, I was like, hey, yeah, I'm a representative for Universal Circus and we blah, blah. Like, I've got my super cute on, I'm ready to go. And everybody's like, that's great. So, Heaven, how did you do that with your mouth? And I'm like, come on, man. But my hair was a mess. Watching it now, like, the front of my hair was cute. It was one of those days, Mia. When the front of the hair is cute and the back of the hair is, right, I'm having that. Because I never look back there. I don't. I just don't. It doesn't exist. David Young.
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on with you? So you're excited because your team's going to go to the NBA championship.
Yeah, the Denver Nuggets. Broncos.
Oh, yeah, the Broncos.
Super Bowl.
That's what happened.
Oh, my gosh. I watched that game. and I couldn't believe it.
Wasn't
there a fan that fell over? Was it the North Carolina game? A fan that fell out of the stands?
I didn't see that part.
The Carolina game? That's who I'm pulling for,
I
Dave,
didn't-
because Cam
I didn't
Newton and I
watch that
have
game.
children together.
You can't
So-
pull for Carolina and
I
talk to
have
me
to.
about that.
I have to.
Carolina definitely
Cam
has a shot at
Newton is
winning.
the father of my
Oh,
children.
Yeah, Carolina's definitely the favorite.
And no offense, but
but
this is my. But I'm glad that we're talking about sports because I was waiting to talk about sports. I was waiting to talk about these games, and I actually thought that the Patriots, had the Patriots been in the Super Bowl, that Carolina would have a much harder chance of winning. But I think they have a much more doable chance now that the Patriots are knocked out.
I'm glad to hear everyone supports the Broncos. And
Well, hold on. That's not to take away. I don't think. Look, I think the Broncos is a great team, but I really think that the Patriots were just off at the game.
They're not cheating hard enough this year. They left their deflated balls at home, and they just can't win without it.
I mean, it came down to 2 points, Dave.
Yeah, because they missed an extra point.
Hey, listen, I fell asleep. Anyway, we can continue talking about sports if you want to. I'll be silent and drunk by the end of it. But I want to introduce our guest because I think she's wanting to chomp at the bit to get in on these conversations about the athletics. And so I want to introduce her.
Do it.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, I want everybody in this room to make some noise right now for the amazing comedian Mia Jackson.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Y'all may recognize
Hey, now.
Mia from a little show called
Hey,
Last
now.
Comic Standing.
Woo!
Y'all may recognize Mia from being voted one of the top 20 people to watch
I
by
know.
Creative Loafing for
Hey,
2016.
now.
No pressure,
Hey.
Mia.
No pressure. Lots of pressure.
No pressure, and congratulations. I have known you since I started doing comedy. We started around the same time.
Yeah,
And,
a million years ago.
Mia and I are actually related.
This is true.
Which is what a lot of people don't know because we have the same last name.
The Jacksons.
And I just decided it because I love you so much.
Yeah, you guys look identical.
Can you see it? It's a very
Well,
Almost
she's
identical.
got
strong
hips and her
resemblance.
hair's shorter, but other than that.
right, but
And she
other
has
than
an
that,
ass. She got that from another side of the
I
family.
don't. I only got one recently.
You got more ass than I did.
No, only recently because of squats, and even then, it's still not a good one.
Man,
It's not.
I did a skit one time where I had a fake ass, and I literally had to shove 3 extra large T-shirts, and then it still didn't even look that big. But I was
I'm
feeling
sorry.
myself with them T-shirts and my britches.
Yeah, when
I was
I-
just like, yes.
I do turn around and look at myself a lot more now than I've been squatting and
I need to
doing
squat.
That's the
lunges.
secret.
I've been
Squats.
going, hey, now, what is that? Wink.
I see you back there.
Wink. I wink at myself. Yes.
Look, they are so unlike. We can't have a female on this show.
They're winking at you behind your back.
Peg and Ernesto over there just like, yeah. You could be talking about anything. Like, I went to church on Sunday, and they'd be like, tell me more. They don't get out much. So what else has been going on with you, Mia? So,
What? Let's see.
let me ask you this. So
Go.
for everybody, the Last Comic Standing, that's a huge network deal.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got that phone call from Last Comic Standing, were you like, Nikki, we made it?
Oh, I didn't. I believe. You know what? No. I was excited. It was a very exciting experience. Because I auditioned September, I think, of 2014. I think is when it happened, and then I actually got to skip everything, and they put me straight into the top 100. Like I didn't have to do the callbacks. I didn't have to do anything.
Nice.
So I felt very good. I felt like I was. I was just like, it's about time. I was like, man, I've been working for a long
Yes,
time,
ma'am.
and whew, I got a call. So it felt very good. It felt more like this is a step. This is a step in the right direction. Like, I'm being
It fit. It was
recognized.
right.
Yeah, it was good. So
Were you
I was
nervous
excited.
at all? Because you didn't, I'll be honest, when you performed, I didn't get nervous from you at all. Like a
Yeah,
bit.
I was nervous. It was I knew it was going to be millions of people watching. Like, I knew that was going to be a thing. And the only thing that kept going through my head was I was like, I can't shame my family. Like, that was the motivating thing. I was just like, I'm not going to shame my family on national television. So I was busting my ass all the months before. Like, I think I got on stage more I mean, it's been a long time. Like, but anytime I went to a different city, I would go a day early. I would go and get on somebody's open mic, and I would run my same 3.5 minute set just over and over and over, and just run it and run it and run it. And so by the time I walked out on stage, it was just like, okay, just think about this is just another show. Just think of it as another set. And that's kind of how I looked at it. So
well, when Heaven was on tour with us, and when Clayton was on Clayton English, when he was on tour with us. Heaven and him were roommates, so Heaven
that's true.
He knows him very well. But it's not true. Like when the rest of us we did 3 days on Saturday and Sunday, and I was so tired Saturday night. And Clayton would go out every night and hit a mic somewhere.
Oh, I believe it.
Like all over the country. Yeah, he was diligent. He did shows.
I believe it. I mean, like it's one of those things where you know that you have to prepare because, if you had seen some of the previous seasons, sometimes there would be people who wouldn't have that great of a set. And so nobody wants to be that person where you're on national television, but you bomb. Like nobody wants to be that person. So my whole motivation was just like, at the very least, I want to go out of here and have one good set so that if somebody needs to see this clip later, I can be like, hey, I was on Last Comic Standing. But it was actually a good enough set where I got to advance to the next round.
Yeah, you did fantastic.
Thank you.
Really awesome.
You looked great.
Thank you. Let me tell you, I was working out so much, which I haven't been doing lately. But at the time, I was just like, I'm going to wear lotion on national television. I'm going to wear a dress. My hair looked pretty amazing. Go look at the pictures.
I actually was already
great.
thinking about checking out the set. It's I can find this on YouTube.
I don't know if any.
Yeah, or you can just
wait. You know what? There's a short clip on NBC.com. So there's a really short version of it.
But you can watch the whole one on DirecTV or something like that.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's still on Hulu right now. If it is, you can see. Like I was on, I think, episode 4. I think of the Invitationals where they showed the most of my material. But there's a YouTube clip of me just like hanging out and talking with one of the other comics. So that was kind of fun. And so I've been sending people that too to be like, see, I'm legit. I do things. I talk to people.
On
Hey, now.
NBC.
I told a great story about how when I was a kid, I almost got hit by a van that Boys to Men was driving. Yeah, that's a story that I told, and they loved it.
Is that joke that you tell about dating the civil rights leader a true story, or is that exaggerated?
No, it's exaggerated. It's part of a true story. So this is the thing that happened. Okay. So I was engaged for a long time, and there was this one woman who would always come to my shows. And so at this point, I'm just like, I'm not in a relationship anymore, blah, blah, blah. So she comes to me, and she was just like, I know a guy. And I go, But she had gone to my friend first and was like, I should show Mia this guy. And my friend kept going, do not show Mia this guy. Like, do not do it. So she comes over, and she goes, he is she goes, how do you feel about Barry White? And I go, well, he's dead, but he made great music. Like he made wonderful music. And I go, why? And then she goes, well, this guy is a Barry White impersonator. And I go, no, I don't. And then she was just like, I just feel like you're sweet, you're smart, you're funny, you're in entertainment, he's in entertainment. I think it could work. And then so she goes, look him up, go to his Facebook page, go. And then I kept going. I was like, no, then she, how when people put something out there like, hey, I'm giving this to you, and if you don't want to accept it, but she's just like, here, take it. And then I go to his page, and I said, how old is this man? And she goes, I don't know. I don't know how old black people are. And I said, but this man is probably older than my father. And she was like, but you sure you don't want to meet him? Yeah, I'm pretty positive I don't want to meet a Barry White impersonator. Like, I'm not against it, but I would just meet him as like, hey, you look like Barry White, but not like, but not to be like, hey, we should be a thing. Like, I didn't. And so, but from the joke, so later on, as I'm telling my friends about it, I was just like, this dude was in the civil rights movement. I'm like, oh my God, that's the joke. That's the joke. So then I wrote the joke.
That's hilarious. You said.
I remember seeing that on TV. That's funny.
Thank you. That was the joke that actually in my audition, they were just like, oh my God, we love this joke. And I was like, yes.
It's hilarious. But what I do
Reggie.
with Clayton a lot of times is when I want him to tell his joke and he doesn't want to do it, I just do it badly. And that's what I was prepared to do with that joke if you didn't follow
If
through.
you wanted me to, I can tell the real story.
It's so funny to me. It really
I love
is.
that joke. It's one of my favorite jokes now. So
It is. It's hilarious.
But sometimes depending on what city I do it in, though, some people get frightened when I say civil rights movement. I'm like, it happened. Like, it's a real thing that happened in history.
I'm like, she said that, how am I supposed to ask